There's so many ways of intimidation that Israel has resorted to, Israel and its lobby groups, whether the traditional Jewish establishment lobby or the Christian Zionist lobby. They're involved in true McCarthyism. I mean, I call it McCarthyism 2.0, an evolved form of the earlier McCarthyism, with loyalty to Israel being the litmus test. But Israel is certainly spying on U.S. citizens who are active in the BDS movement, as revealed in Al Jazeera's documentary report, The Lobby, and as Alain Gresh wrote in Le Monde Diplomatique and Electronic Intifada have revealed. Israel is indeed spying and using legal persecution against activists to silence BDS activists. Several of Israel's lobby groups are funding the so-called Canary Mission, which is smearing activists on campus, especially Jewish activists who support Palestinian rights. And they realized that the number of Jewish activists in the U.S. who support Palestinian rights and even who support BDS is in the ascendance.
I wanted to go back to an interview we did last year when we spoke to Bahia Maui, a speech pathologist who's filed a lawsuit against the Pflugerville Independent School District in Texas and the Texas State Attorney General after being forced out of her position for refusing to sign a pro-Israel pledge in her contract. Amawi explained she doesn't consider herself a BDS activist, but does try to avoid purchasing products that support the Israeli occupation.
I am not actually an active member of the BDS at all. Just personally for myself, if I'm aware of a product that is, supports Israel or is made in the country, then I just have I make a personal choice to avoid it because I don't want to support their ongoing occupation and aggression and then subhuman treatment of the Palestinians. That's making me kind of like a silent participant, complicit with the whole occupation. So I'm not aware of it. I didn't even go through and find out the list of things. I just happen to know about it, or if somehow I find out, then I just avoid it. But other than that, really, I'm not an active member.
So she declined to sign her contract. She said, quote, which said she will not boycott Israel during the term of the contract, and that she would not take any action that's, quote, intended to penalize, inflict economic harm on, or limit commercial relations with Israel. This was in her contract as a speech pathologist with the company that was working with the schools, and she had been a beloved speech pathologist there for years. Omar Barghouti, how common is this?
This is quite common. Most of the 27 state legislatures that have passed anti-BDS laws or signed executive orders by governors look very much the same. They're suppressing the free speech of American citizens, and it's, as ACLU has called it, it's reminiscent of McCarthy-era loyalty oaths. And those contracts say that you will not engage in a boycott of Israel or of the territories under Israel's control. That is the occupied Palestinian territory or the occupied Syrian territory. Israel and its lobby make no distinction between Israel in the pre-67 border and the occupied territory of 1967. And indeed, this is raising concern among liberals in general, not just supporters of Palestinian rights. We're seeing that across the United States. People understand very vividly, especially people of color, especially women, LGBTQ groups, and so on, understand vividly that if Israel and its lobby get away with undermining the U.S. Constitution, the First Amendment, by suppressing free speech on Palestine, no one is safe. No one is safe. No one can tell who's next. As the earlier version of McCarthyism has shown us, it wasn't about the communists. It was about all dissenters, all those opposed to Israel, to U.S. imperialism and intervention and right-wing politics. Similarly, this McCarthyism 2.0 will not stop at Palestine supporters, will not stop at silencing pro-Palestine voices. It will go on to suppress other justice struggles, be it climate justice, gender justice, sexual justice, ethnic, religious justice, and racial justice.